sorry that it took me so long to set up today's stream. I had to go pick up, uh, um, I had to pick up a cat that had to be, babysat. No, it's not down here. It's a different part of the house, but I had to go pick it up to babysit. Well, I'm not babysitting it, someone else in the house is. But, anyway, no one cares. I doubt a single one of you cares about my personal life. Sad. But yet, if people ask me questions on the YouTube video here, so all of you who are watching the VOD, feel free to ask questions. I'll try to answer them in the comments. Maybe. We'll see. Not the best. I don't get notifications for my YouTube videos, for my VODs very well. What the hell is what Momo? Oh, Danny DeVito, don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's just Danny DeVito. I am your sleep paralysis demon. Don't worry about that. How are you doing though, Momo? Hope you're doing good. I need to think of some. No, you're a cat. Momo, never, ever refer to me as daddy ever again. Alright? It is father. If you're going to use the joke, you use father. I don't ever want to hear the word daddy come out of your mouth. I swear to God. Jesus Christ. Oh. It's not true. Fuck off. I think the only thing that I've ever... That's too formal. I think the only thing I've ever been slightly uncomfortable with is people referring to me as daddy. That is literally it. Nothing else makes me uncomfortable. Jesus Christ. Oh, God. I should note, I don't really care what you guys call me. It's whatever. But it... The only thing that does make me uncomfortable is just people calling me daddy. That's the only thing. Nothing else it will do it. God. Fuck, you can call me Sweetie Pie and I'd be less creeped out. I think it's just because I have a dad personality, just hearing people use that term just... Ugh. Anyway, AMA? Does that show up with anything? No. No, it does not. Wow. It's fine for, like, small bits, but, like, if you're, like, talking to me on, like, group chat, please don't call me daddy. I will be cringing extremely hard. Sorry if that made anyone uncomfortable. Like I said, it's the only thing that does make me bothered, is when people try and call me daddy. I don't, like, let people know too often, because usually it's like a small bit and then everyone forgets it. But because it is an AMA, I guess I technically have to refer to it. Yeah, whatever. Oh, you're worried about Danny DeVito. Sorry, it just kicked in. Let's see. Sorry, I went a bit silent there. I'm trying to think of a good caption for the stream. Doing a AMA. That's fair. You know what? I'll fucking take that. That's better than fucking being called daddy. At least with mommy, it's like, oh, you know, it's actually a joke. But when someone calls me daddy, it's like, what the fuck? Doing an MMA. feel free to ask the unaskable.
Perfect. Exactly what I'm looking for. Mommy voice.
That doesn't make me uncomfortable. I've been called a bitch. People have said I'm an asshole. None of it bothers me. The moment someone says daddy, I start physically cringing. I don't know what it is.
Probably.
Daddy issues, but no needs to worry about that. We'll do 2.0. 2.0 personal. Sure.
No worries.
Do not feel like you have a contractual obligation to hang out at my streams. It's fine. I understand. There. That should be good. I actually haven't gotten a chance to test out 2.0 yet, so this could be interesting. And doing it while doing an AMA. This is going to be hell on earth. Absolutely it is. I definitely do have to hang out with Momo. Sorry I didn't end up texting Momo before. She's probably off on a different stream at the moment. But I do feel kind of bad because I did forget. Shocking. Voiceover forgetting to do a thing? Who could have seen that coming? No one could have seen voice forgetting a thing. Let's see. I'll pull up a list of basic AMA questions. So, when people are not asking questions for a while, I can actually just answer some questions. We'll open it with that. Beautiful. Ooh, that's actually a really good question. If I could use a time machine, would I rather have one that goes back in time or only forwards in time? What I assume by this question is that you can go forwards and backwards. Well, you can go forwards and backwards back to your whichever direction the thing goes, back to your original time. So if you go into the future, you can actually go back to your present moment. I assume is what that's referring to. Unlike lots of people, I don't really glamorize the past, but also, if I go into the future, there's gonna be things in the future that I may not enjoy as much. A good example of this is take a person from the 1600s, right? If you bring them to the modern day, they are going to be confused as shit as to what the hell is going on in our society. Fuck, not even that. Go 1900s. The 1900, around that era. You bring someone to the modern era, they are going to lose their fucking shit. They will have no idea what's going on. So going into the future is like terrifyingly weird as the moment, right? I guess, let's see. What would I really want to do? Do I want to get future tech, or would I rather go back in time to see old things? Me personally, I'd probably go back in time. More so because I'd be more interested in checking out old. I love history. I'd probably go back in time to look at historical things, look at buildings, check out architecture, stuff like that. maybe check out sword techniques of that time to try and replicate for modern era. I don't know, it just seems like something I would do. If I were an inanimate object, what would I be and why? What inanimate object do you think I'd be best as? I swear to God, if anyone says vibrator, I will murder you. Plant fiber. Ooh. Let me turn down my settings, because I can already tell that the stream's dying. Video. That's right. Quality.
Oh, no. It's on lowest, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
That's why. There's a fucking upscaler. That's why my fucking game's dying. Because everything's trying to get upscaled. Inanimate object. What would I be? Like, as a genuine note. I'd really try to think of this. Because it is a genuine question that is interesting. I'd probably pick either a pen or... No, pencil. Definitely a pencil with an eraser on it. Mostly because, obviously, I love doing art, but I also love writing. And I think if there's one thing I could leave behind as a legacy of myself, I'd want it to be something involving art or running smut, probably. Wow. No, it's just, I want to inspire people through writing. I know, very basic, bitch. But like, I want people to become better versions of themselves, and part of that I think is from creative works too. There's something about art that often can change people for the better. I don't know what it is. Something about seeing something in fiction often helps people feel better about the reality. Or so I'm told. I don't know. You're talking to a madman who plays dating sims live on stream, so... I'm not the best metric to check these things for. Oop, accidentally through the club. Then I'm going to need a feather. I don't know, I've never been really good about talking about myself. It's just not one of the things that I really do, I guess. I don't think I'm very interesting to learn about. Begs the question why I decided to do an AMA, but... arrow. Boom! That gives me 4 points to work with. Interesting. Okay, so these you don't actually require any stats to increase, but you do require probably the most points I've ever seen playing this game. That's fucked. That's genuinely fucked. It is nice to see those ones in. The cooking one's okay. Lucky Looter's a nice one to be put in. Intellect Mastery. Vehicles take 20% less damage and consume 20 less fuel. Add 25% chance to find a book, magazine, or schematic in loot. That's... what the fuck? 50% chance to gain 2 skill points when rating magazines. Are you serious? Stumbatons only take... What? Stumbaton charge is always ready. Okay, so it's just like, oh, you just need 2 hits to charge. Actually, you know what? You don't even need 2 hits. It's just always charged. Like, what the fuck is that progression? That's not balance. I'm so confused. For context, Stumbaton charge basically allows you, at the highest rate, with the last Stumbaton thing, you could just keep punching things and they go flying halfway across the map every time you hit them. Why was that the one they chose? Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Okay, let's find a different question. What's something I'm terrible at but wish I could do well? I wish I didn't have 2 left feet. I should probably explain what I mean by that. I mean, I wish that I could actually dance. Kind of a shock. I know. I seem like I'm a dance master. But I have 2 left feet when it comes to dancing. I really suck at it. I wish I was better though, because ballroom dancing is a lot of fun to do. It's just a shame that I don't really know what to do for dancing when I start trying. Ballroom's about the only thing that I could really learn how to do. In saying that, I do dance like a white person. Hi, Foxy. How's it going? Or I should call you... Probably better to call you Mage, because... I do have a friend streamer who's named Foxy as well. Might get a bit confusing with them. Nice. Bonk. Bonk. But how are you doing there, Mage? Hope you're doing good. Come on. This is why in my personal one, I increase EXP, but increase the difficulty as well. Because everything just becomes a damage sponge when you increase the difficulty in 7 days. It really sucks in that regard. Though, to be fair, that's just a problem with most modern games. Everything's damage sponge. Why is it like this? I don't know. But whenever game developers think, what should the higher difficulties be? It's always, let's just make everything take 30,000 hits to kill before it dies. But I'm also just an angry man who yells at clouds, so... Ow! Oh. Nice. There we go. Just cloth, corn, headlight. But yeah, Mage, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll answer pretty much everything. I have, like, no qualms about answering questions. That's assuming that they are safe for Twitch, like, not TOS bad, I should say. Because I do know some people in my community who will definitely go off the deep end if I say you can ask literally anything. As long as it's within TOS, I'll probably be comfortable with saying it. There might be like 1 or 2 things that are off the list, but those are more personal reasons. I should probably simplify all that. Ask a question, and I'll do my best to answer it. There. That's probably easier to understand the 3 minutes of dialogue I gave. Let's see. I do want to find a hole. I do love me some big ass holes.
To kind of work and lurk too.
If you're at work. Like, don't. Like I said, don't feel like you're obligated to stay at my streams, you guys. Jesus Christ. It is not a requirement to watch my streams. You don't have to be here if you're busy. I'd rather you be busy with work and do your work than to, like, lurk on my stream and do a poor job, alright? Yeah, I'm just trying out 2.0. I haven't got a chance to try it yet, so let's see what it's like. I mean, fair enough, but, like, there are actual people in the in my community who, like, try and watch my streams while they're busy with work, and, like, please focus on work. My streams are not that important. This is the only thing I don't like about the new update, is that Daring Adventurer is now 5, which is really tough to go through.
Doing extreme stunts and chatting.
I can't do backflips. I'm not that good. This one I think is the same. Yeah, that one's still the same. That one was always 5. That was 6. Calculate attack. I don't like calculate attack being 5. That's not the greatest, honestly. They made leveling harder a little bit, but honestly, some of them are just like, they really didn't need to be 5. Like, calculate attack, it was fine being 3. Did it look weird? Yes. But, like, this is just sad. Before it was like 10, 20, I think it went up to 25, something like that. Kind of like in a row. But like this, it's only 5% faster every time you take calculate attack, which kind of just makes it useless until you max out your baton section. Or, what other one was it? Something like pain tolerance as well. Making it 5 really doesn't really help it all that much. It just makes it more annoying to use. But again, what do I know? I'm just a streamer who plays video games. What do I know about video game design? We'll take the Lucky Looter, because that's actually kind of useful. I just realized they took lockpicking and Lucky Looter from, well, Lucky Looter was... Yeah, no, Lucky Looter was intellect. And then they removed it from intellect for some reason. Yeah, like... Some of them really didn't need to be 5. They absolutely did not need to be 5. That is way too much. Because all that is just more work for the game designers, because they're the ones that have to think of ways that it works while playing, right? It doesn't affect the players all that much, because, let's face it, it didn't take me too long to max out intellect. So it's really not going to cause too much of an issue in 2.0 either. All it does is create hardship for the designers, because they have to find a way to balance all the skills being 5, when they originally worked perfectly fine at 3. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just a grumpy old man, and I don't understand game design. I died. I killed the other lady, but I died. Welcome back there, Momo. His letters go that's fair. I kind of had to learn game design, because, if, for those of you who don't know, I make my own RPG, so I kind of had to learn a bit of how to design games. It's not, my RPG isn't done. I made it imply that I did finish it. It is not complete. But I've been having to learn how to do game design while doing it, so I can tell you this much. Reworking a system that already worked to begin with is really hard. Playing my RPG, I can't. It's a CTT RPG, but I haven't made any of the cards yet, so I can't test anything. There's nothing to test. No. Like D&D is kind of how it is. The only way that I can really test it is by finishing a bunch of the cards. When it is ready for testing, I'll let you guys know, and I'll let a bunch of people know to help me test it. The first prior testing that I have to do. Specifically special treatment. What, do you want princess treatment there, Momo? Really? To be fair, there isn't much to show. Most of it's just physical documents that I actually have. I wish I was joking. I wrote most of the game down on physical media. Not because I don't trust digital media, but because I originally started writing it on paper, then started writing it on digital media afterwards. You know what? I shouldn't have suggested princess treatment, because you're just gonna make it weird. Scrap that, because I don't need you. Repair that, because I do need it for now until I get my baton. Notion? Notion. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Notion? It is... I can take it back. I'm fucking God here. What the fuck is this thing? Maybe for like planning, Notion might be good. But unbelievable. This is what I have to put up with whenever I hang out with Momo. Dude, for hanging out with Zen isn't much better. I have to basically baby her. No offense, Zen, but we both know it's true. I just realized Glass and I are basically just Zen's parents. Yeah, I know, you basically got called out of nowhere, but it's true. I should probably explain, because some people probably don't know too much about it. Whenever I hang out with other people, I just end up being the dad role in the group. Some psychology majors will probably link it to past traumas, stuff. Honestly, I just like being nice to people. Shocking. But yeah, it's why I do what I do. I don't mean to act like the dad in every group. It just happens.
If you want some great, here you go. Don't spend it all in one place. I'm gonna make... Well, don't just stand there with your thumb up your ass. Go do the goddamn...
I know, very shocking. voice, liking to help other people, unbelievable. Not my streamer. It's a natural talent. I wouldn't call treating other people like their children.
Mother's acknowledgement.
Shut up. If I do that, then everyone's gonna be calling me mommy, and that'll just create a reverse side of the problem, where everyone's trying to call me daddy for some reason. Really try to think of something. To be fair, we don't hang out all that much, so I can't think of something to immediately go by. I will say, shut up. It is very impressive how much you actually end up sticking with Cuphead, considering I've been told it's much worse than playing Dark Souls games in terms of difficulty. So it is impressive that you get to continue doing that so often and not murder everyone who's within a 5-meter proximity to you. You're the fucking one who chose the father's acknowledgement. Hey, but at least I'm not murdered because I mentioned Cuphead. I mentioned it to some other people, they'll have my fucking head on a pike, alright? The fact that I can mention it to you and I'm not dead already, at least is some acknowledgement of how you do something. Something else. I don't know you that well, alright? We've known each other for less than a couple of months, alright? I don't know you that well, Dermomo. Craft with land claim, sure. Nice. Oh, I had to hold a land claim. Once we place the land claim, not right now. I don't know you all that well there, Momo. Like I said, we know each other for like a month. Hold on. No, actually, I'll fucking call you up. I have when we first chatted to each other on Twitter. I know exactly when we started chatting. March. It is currently July, so it's like 3 months. Alright? I have known Zen for 4 years, and mostly all that I know about Zen is that I had to baby her. That's literally all that I know about Zen. Try speaking to you sometimes. I fucking forget. What do you expect from me, huh? You want blood too, huh? Is that what you're looking for? Blood, huh? Fight this. Zen, I'll put it like this. I barely talked to Josh, and I've known him for almost 4 years. Fuck, I've known Gamgams for almost 4 years as well, and I still, like, barely talk to him, alright? He's, like, one of my best internet friends. I really suck at reaching out.
The father of the group and don't talk to your children. You're calling Cuz. Oh, calling CVS.
It's not my fault. Well, it is partially my fault, but it's not entirely my fault that I suck at starting conversations, okay? I like timid personalities, but I'm also extremely terrified of conversations, okay? It's just how I am. I don't know why I was built the way I am, but I just am. Okay? Increase that further. We need to get some leather, and I don't know the easiest way to do that. Probably murdering animals, but all I got is a club. No worries. Enjoy your movie, Momo. I'll try and contact you later. Fight this. They'll have to be off stream though. Most social in our group. That's because no one else talks. Alright? I'm just forced to talk when people don't talk. It's the same thing back in elementary school and high school, actually. I end up being the group leader because no one else takes the role. Alcohol, pizza, and breadsticks. That actually sounds pretty good. I don't drink alcohol, but the rest of it sounds pretty good. Like, to be fair, Zen, our group is made up of Glass, who's really into playing video games and doesn't talk much in general. You, that will just be off in the middle of nowhere farming, and Wub. And Wub also really sucks at conversating with people. It falls on me to conversate in the group, because no one else is going to try and do discourse between each other. Alright. Weirdly enough, I keep getting into friend dynamics like that. That also checks out, yeah. I gotta stream with Foxy again. The only issue is just we both have really shitty PCs, so both of us have to figure out who has to host. I think it's usually me, because of that. I also think that we don't really share too many games, actually, now that I think about it. Like, we share, what's it called? Stardew Valley and Minecraft, but outside that, there's less and less as you keep going further out for what we actually share. There's probably something that people have realized. Whenever there's like a weird, very niche topic and I start getting really into it, it's not for no reason. For whatever reason, since elementary school actually, I've had a deep fascination with learning, to the point where it doesn't matter what subject it is, I probably have some knowledge of it from who knows how long ago. I don't know where I get all of my information from, but I do just pick up random itty pieces of information on things, and then just remember it for a while. Like, certain cultures use ants for stitches for some reason. I don't know why they do, but they do. Mostly because I don't know what it is about the insect biology, but when the insect dies, their entire body stiffens and hardens. Probably because they're all chitinous. That is true, yeah. But when insects stiffen up, especially ants, their mandibles also stiffen. So if an ant was holding onto your skin, and then you've ripped off its body, you could basically have the ant hold your skin together for extended periods of time. Very interesting. Track quest so I can figure out how far I'm digging. I should probably explain why my channel's almost basically synonymous with dating sims. It's not because of the worst ways that you can interpret it. It's mostly because, okay, for those of you who don't know, I used to have a PC called Sal. I love her so much. She's a great PC. She's also made of parts that are like 10, 20 years old. Somewhere between there. Which means that she runs like garbage. And for the longest time while streaming, I had only 8 gigs of RAM. So basically, I was really limited as to what I could do. Hell, for the longest time, I didn't even have a model. It was just me talking with nothing on screen to represent myself. It wasn't until I upgraded to 16 gigs that I was actually able to use a model. But even then, it was still like really, really basic for games. Still like dating sims, The Sims, what else did I end up playing in the early days? Simulacra, stuff like that, that were low end. It's why Doki Doki, despite me occasionally playing it every so often, is still almost synonymous with my channel. Just because, again, for the longest time, that was about the only thing that could really run on my old computer. Kind of interesting. I don't know. Speaking of my old channel, I used to have a, what's it called? A microphone icon. Not like the one that I originally had, which is why my channel's purple, but actually a, like, I guess, without making it sound weird, like OC. So 3D VTuber when I have a computer that doesn't have a 1060. When I can actually run a model that isn't going to evaporate my computer, that's when I'll get a fully animated 3D. I will be making a fully rigged 2D when I finish drawing. So I switched over to the star one. I originally was going to do it as an eye, but the eye itself, well, by itself, looks weird. So I was trying to play around with background designs for it. I got a new one that I'm going to do again once I finish drawing it. But the eye is kind of just like a stand-in, because I don't want to stand out too much on other people's streams. I mean, it's their streams, right? If you came in with like a full model with full design on it, you stand out too much, right? So I want something a bit simpler that would still represent me, but wouldn't impede on other people's streams. Well, yeah. After a while, it just basically became my stand-in, because I've been working on my new model for a while, and I didn't want to use my clear models that I have of my full design. That was like drawn 2 or 3 years ago, where I still was practicing my art and getting comfortable with my art style.
Guess you ain't that damn bad after all.
We'll go to
Listen up,
the
Jack.
cabin.
Word of advice. Next time, bathe before.
But that's why I've been using the Starro design. I will be making a full 2D, like I said. I got a bit of tangent about the star thing. I will do the full model. I just have to finish drawing it, and then I have to personally animate it. I guess some people will be curious about it, because I never really touched on it. About why I personally draw all of my own models and don't, like, unlike a lot of other streamers that pay other people to do their art for them. I, as you'll probably know, nothing on my channel is other people's work. I've been doing fairly good at making sure it's all of my own personal stuff. That's because I don't like paying for hobbies. Streaming for me is still a hobby, so I'm treating it like a hobby where, well, yeah, I could pay someone to make a really cool model. I also can draw myself, so why would I pay someone else to work on my hobby for me? On that note, though, I also understand why people would do it. Yeah, and I have nothing against paying for a model. All for it. I'm not fucking. I'm not being like, oh, if you don't draw your own model, are you really your own VTuber?
Like, no. $13? That's fair.
Like that's decent. In my opinion, I prefer not doing it for my personal hobby because, like I said, I can draw myself, and I feel like if I draw it myself, I put my own personality into my work, right? But again, have nothing against people who do their own. Hell, I implore you to hire on people who are really good artists, because there are really good ones that have such beautiful artworks. So if you see one that you really like, do try and commission them. Don't like beat around the bush, get something that's slightly lower. Like if you see something that you really like, you really want to support them, try your best. If you can't, you can't, right? But it's not me, if that makes sense. Yeah, I still have to work on my emotes. And that's fair. Reference material is always great. I should probably I think I'll do that. I'll try and like draw over the part. So that way people aren't just staring at some dude's dingling. But I'll put it onto my Discord server for people who want to use it as a reference. The one that I used for drawing my own model for human anatomy. Because it really helped me to see a human body in reference for drawing human anatomy. It is a male one, so female creators, I'm sorry. It probably won't help you as much. But it is a really good reference model. And that's also fair. That's the other thing. I never was going to do, like... What's the nicest way to put it? Non-human design for my model. I mean, it's a voice, so realistically, I could do whatever the fuck I want for the look. But I was gonna stick with something a bit more humanoid looking, as opposed to something like Catware, Dog Boy, or whatever. As I feel like that would be a bit more closer, I guess, to what I'd imagine the voice looks like. I know, it's weird to try and describe how you draw a voice. So it's not really a concept that you can really do. I'm sure Zen is well aware of that difficulty, considering she has drawn 3 representations of myself for her, what's it called? The thing that shows up on screen. I'm not furry. No, I'm not. Yeah. Again, I have respect for people who can walk around in fursuits. Not my thing. Fujitech, yeah, that one. Zen's well aware of how difficult it is to draw a voice for Fujitech, because it's not a concept you can really employ, really. I mean, how do you represent a voice? Something that's auditory in a physical media. we are average in intelligence. Did I lose a point? Was that 2? I can't tell. A guy in a suit with a pyramid head and an eyeball. That's just pyramid head. With an eye, with like a googly head eyeball stuck to his face. But yeah, like it's the idea of it is really hard to explain to someone. I mean, how do you explain it? It's a fucking it's a verbal thing that you're trying to express in a physical space. It's not an easy thing to do. But yeah, that's my whole thing on why I draw my own models. It's also the same reason for animation. Though I do have a secondary reason, which is I want to work more on making my own anime, right? And part of that is learning to animate. Shocking. You want to make an anime or animation, you have to learn how to animate. Who could have seen that coming? It's why I've been doing my best to learn how to animate things. I do know how to do rotoscoping. For those of you who don't know what rotoscoping is, it's where you draw over another piece of media to create the illusion of something moving. Good example of this would be in actually really good example, the the original animated Snow White movie for Disney was actually partially rotoscoped. Funnily enough. Not entirely, some bits of it I think were done by proper animation, but a good portion of the movement in it is done with rotoscoping. I mean, what easier way to show someone moving than to draw over them moving, right? Rotoscoping of old film reels is so weird. You have to basically employ a bunch of tricks to get the illusion that your rotoscoping is in the scene. Oh yeah, why the fuck am I using the Snow White movie? You can see it in the, what's it called? The one that Jessica Rabbit's in. I can't remember the actual... Roger Rabbit. The Roger Rabbit live-action movie. That is in... A bunch of it is rotoscoped. All the, animated characters, that's all rotoscoping, where you're just drawing over the scene. You can check it out, it's like really good example of rotoscoping, and it's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. But rotoscoping can look like many different things. It could be 2D drawings, looking like 2D drawings. Could be 3D drawings. 2D drawings looking like 3D drawings. Because of modern CGI, you can make it 3D drawings in a 3D space. Like it... Rotoscoping has definitely changed a lot with the invention of CGI, or computer-generated imaging. I took photography in high school. If you couldn't tell, that's why I know so much film stuff. It's also why I'm not too bad with taking pictures. I learned a bit from high school how to do picture stuff. I really just need to use that. Armor fittings, I'll take it. 9mm, sure. Fuck it. If it's going to help me live like 5 seconds longer, I'll take it. I am not picky right now. What else would be an interesting topic to go over? I do have a list of questions. Let's see. Do I have another one on here that I can try? What anime? Well, what do I look at when I'm feeling down or sick? I think I may have talked about this before, but whenever I'm sick, there are three animes I actually watch when I'm sick. Those are Hellsing Ultimate, Komi Can't Communicate, and Romantic Killer is actually a newer one that I end up watching whenever I'm sick. Two of them are really feel good, and the third one is because I fucking love Alucard so much. Not joking, my original model design was actually inspired by Alucard's Dracula form. Like, zero joke, it actually was just inspired by Dracula form Alucard. Uh-oh, that's bad. Well, I'm dead. There goes that mission. Fuck. We'll prep a bit more for the next time for the next building that we rob. Damn. As for the other two, Komi Can't Communicate is just a really cute anime. We'll just ignore the fact that a bunch of characters in the anime are technically my type. We'll just ignore that part. But the rest of it, I find it's a really cute anime to just watch when you're sick. And Romantic Killer is just a really hilarious anime in general. Concept of it is basically just the main character doesn't want to be in a harem situation. Or they don't want to be in a dating sim situation. So they do their best to sabotage the whole ordeal. It's really fun. Bitch. Ow. The fuck? God damn. The thing is that, well, yes, the higher settings at night is a bit more difficult. Honestly, the difficulty spike probably won't be noticed if I get my stun baton. Honestly. Like, it looks bad what's going on right now, but consider this. I have a level 2 baton, nearly broken, and I'm still mostly killing a bunch of enemies. There's like one or two that get a bit too close to me every so often, but like... For what this is currently at right now, this is honestly manageable. Can you tell they're not very good at Q&A, AMAs? Shocking. The man who doesn't like talking about himself sucks at talking about himself. Who could have seen that coming? I don't know. Like I said, I don't think I'm all that interesting to talk about, so... It probably is playing a bit into that as to why I can't, like, talk about myself all that well. Let's move on to the next question before we have an existential crisis. If I could be any mythical creature, would I be? Ooh, that one's an interesting one. Okay, if we're going by a power standpoint, probably would just be the fucking Eldrazi. Let's be honest here. If I'm gonna pick anything in terms of power, it'd probably be an Eldrazi.
Keebler elf?
Keebler. I don't know what that is. One sec. Making sure that's not a bad thing. Keebler. Elf. Oh, those things. That checks out, yeah. Or you call me a Keebler elf. Hold on, wait. Back up. Random answer to that question. Okay, you know what? Fair enough. I thought you were calling me a Keebler elf, in which case that'd be even worse. I don't know, what would I be if I could just choose anything? It'd be way too easy to say dwarf, because that's for the joke. Or am I sure I love making cookies? Fun fact, I'm not actually... I joke and say that I'm 3'3", but I'm not too short. I'm about average height in Canada, which is about 173, I think it would be. Yeah, about 177 centimeters, or about 5'10" ish. I think I'm just slightly taller than 5'10". And live in a tree. I mean, humans live in houses, which is basically just trees. But, yeah, I'm actually 5'10", which is about average height in Canada, but it's, like, giant to, like, 70% of the world. Tree bones, yes, yes. But yeah, it shocks people when I say that I'm about, like, 5... Well, it doesn't shock people, but it sounds weird to say that I'm 5'10", because it doesn't sound too tall. And Canada, it's, like, average height. But, like, take that literally anywhere else in the world, and that's fucking huge. Do you know how big 5'10" is? Like, I know North American women are, like, really picky in the fact that they want people over 6 feet, which is exorbitantly too tall. Like, even 5'10's a weird height. Because the average height of the world is only 5'8", I think? Average height for men, it is 5'8". What? I swear to God, I did not just pull that out of my fucking ass. The average American man is about 5'9.7 inches, or about 177 centimeters. I'm just a bit taller than them. This measure... The US is the 47th tallest. Netherlands ranks the first, where the average man in the Netherlands is about 6 feet. There's no way that the average person in the Netherlands is 182 centimeters. There's no way. Canada. Canada is 178.1 or 5'10". See, I was right. Canada's about 5'10", which is about my average height. India is 164 or 5'5". That's shocking. But yeah, if I had to pick any truly fictional, talking about other people and situations you've been in. That's what makes one interesting, and improv. Fun fact, I actually took improv in high school. I was on the improv team at my high school for 2 years. We couldn't do 3 years because of the pandemic, but I was on the improv team for 2 years. Once in grade 9 and once in grade 12. But yeah, I was on the improv team. And my specialty in the group was being really good at falling. I don't know how I picked up this skill, but if you need someone to like pretend to fall over or something, I am really good at it. Like unnaturally good at faking falling. Taking YouTube improv classes to spice up your streams. Improv is always a really good skill to learn. Especially if you're going into a creative medium, because improv can really bump up anything that you're doing creatively. Hell, I'd recommend even for actors to take up improv. Do you know how valuable it is to be able to improvise lines from nothing? It is a huge skill to learn in a creative sense, and in a non-creative sense, it's also really good to just know how to improvise things. I mean, how much easier would it be to work your way through a problem than having to improvise going through other problems a bunch of times already? Uh-oh. 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 That's bad. But yeah. I'd recommend if you're trying to pick up improv, the easiest way is to get a bunch of your friends together. Like, this is probably one of my favorite ways to do it. Get a bunch of your friends, write a bunch of nouns, right? Just a bunch of nouns onto a sheet, right? Cut it up, put into a hat, all that, right? Do the same for a bunch of attributes. And then finally, write up a bunch of scenarios. It could be literally anything, like, blank went to blank to find blank, right? And with your friends, just make it a day, or a few days or whatever, where you just sit down, you pull things out of the hat for situation, nouns, all that, and you just start improvising those random scenes. Trust me, it is so much fun. You get really good at improv doing it. And you'll even sometimes forget that you're doing improvisation. Step 1, get friends. Oh, trust me, if you need people to improvise with, there are plenty on the internet that you can ask to join you. Don't worry about that. You can even, especially for the internet, you can just go, would X people like to do improvisation? Especially if you're a streamer, just go to a streaming server and ask if they want to do improv. It is a lot of fun to do, so I don't imagine a lot of people will say no. But I do get the friend thing. I struggle with making new friends too. But yeah, it's like I said, honestly the best way to learn how to improv. Because you get to do it in a safe-ish environment. You get to learn how to improv from literally nothing and random things. And especially if you're hanging out with friends, you'll end up trying to make them laugh a lot, which is a huge, huge benefit when you're learning to improv. You do a slightly similar thing in improv clubs and classes, where it's almost the same thing as that, slightly different depending on what kind of group is there. But it's basically just you sit down with a bunch of random prompts and you just act it out to try it out, see what you do. If you end up getting really good at improv, you can almost come up with random ideas randomly. Hence why I'm really good at making death traps in whatever game I'm playing. Or torture chambers in Minecraft. You guys actually got to see how good I am at making death traps. Dude, I found some roids. Fuck yeah. What do you mean? It doesn't solve abrasion. That's fucked up. But yeah, that is my recommendation for learning improv, is just step 1, start improvising. Basically what I said. But it is true. It is probably one of my favorite ways to learn how to improv. Might try an improv night at some point. I don't know when, but I'll try it. Might be fun. Hardest part is probably just gonna find a bunch of people who agree to do improv with me. Let's move on to another question on my list here. Let's see. It didn't change at all. I should probably... I guess I'll talk about that. I think in real life, people assume that I'm a bit more uptight, I guess. Is the best way to put it. Called heightening. That checks out. But I assume that lots of people in real life assume that I'm a lot harder to talk to than I am. Because I wear a suit everywhere I go. I have resting bitch face. Which means that I don't look like I'm someone you could talk to. And because I'm usually pretty silent when I'm walking, I probably don't look all that approachable to most people. Yeah. I think the hardest part about acting is learning how far you have to take a bit without making the bit bad. It's a really hard skill to learn, and it's definitely not for the faint of heart, really. Because obviously in acting, you have to exaggerate a bit more than the average person. Especially in comical settings. You have to take a personality and dial it to 11 to make it work. But the hardest part for non-comedic settings is knowing how far to take a bit before the bit becomes too much. That checks out, yeah. I almost called it myself. I joke. I would have just grabbed my shotgun. It's fine. Wait, no, that's for ducks. Pistol. There you go. for Twitch, all a joke. And for the Hunting Association, I am not affiliated with you. It's all for comedy. It is not a penis. You don't have to take it so hard. Sounds of distant hounds growing closer. I don't know where I originally heard it, but that is like my favorite line to use whenever it seems like someone's taken a joke too far. You just say, it's not a penis, you don't have to take it so hard. I don't know, it just sounds so natural to say. It's really funny, so. Yo, Wrecked, I totally...
Morning. If you try to say it's a good morning, there's the goddamn door.
Ooh, you guys want to go to church?
I got just a job. I'd say it's been an honor to work with you. You hungry or something?
Thank you, I know I'm full of really good advice. Like, you should eat stars and sell gasoline to foxes. That's definitely how you get the women. You sell gasoline to foxes. Not to you, fox, to wild foxes. Don't need the acid for now. Yes, that's fine, I guess. That sounds like a shady kind of mage. I know. Shocking. Who could have seen that coming? Night Stalker 4. You wanna buy a match? Nah, he's got nothing useful.
Now that we're done,
We gotta
with
find a
business,
base somewhere.
Get out of my store.
I don't care. So, shove it up your tailpipe, Wrecked. Level 6, game 1 experience. Yeah, we need 7 and 10 for that. But yeah, lots of these questions on this list are like really personal. Like, for example, is if you could erase one thing or memory from your event from your memory, what would you choose? Like, what am I supposed to say? Boku no Piku? Like, I guess in that case I'd probably say Vampire Knight. That fucking anime blows. First crush question, probably. Probably? I don't regret any of the crushes that I've had in my life. It's a shame how I acted for some of them, or how I conduct myself sometimes. A little bit. But if it weren't for some of those experiences, I wouldn't be the voice that you see today. Oh wait, I think I remember this map. I think there's a hole around here somewhere. Power from Avatar is yours. That's fair. First crush. Okay, you can't laugh, but it probably would be Yuri. Gonna be completely honest, it's probably my first one. I mean, what else do you expect from me? I'm a fucking nerd who doesn't get no bitches, alright? From DDLC, yeah. Yeah. Not the other type of Yuri, Jesus Christ. Don't assume the other type, the one from DDLC, okay? Don't confuse it with DDR either. Okay. There's a hole somewhere in this area. You sweet summer child. I'll put it like this. Yaoi is when boys kiss. Yuri is when girls kiss. Okay? Boku no Pico is Yuri. Is Yaoi. Yuri on Ice is Yaoi. I don't know why Yuri on Ice is Yaoi, but it is. If I were a character in a movie, book, or television show, what genre would I be living in? Probably a comedy. DDR's Dance Dance Revolution. I know. That's the joke. That's the joke. I make very niche references sometimes. I don't know why. Must be how my brain is hardwired. Okay. Probably more this way, I think. There's a hole somewhere around here, and I'll find it. That's also fair. Life is better when you live in ignorance and bliss. Okay, not that way. Okay. Then it would have to be... Oh, fuck. I'm trying to remember which direction it is. So it's not that way. It's by a burnt forest-ish. We are steadily increasing the Stumbaton's power, which is nice. What game stage am I currently at? 7. We died 5 times and killed 33 enemies. If we killed 2 more, that's roughly 7 enemies per death, so... Not the worst? Not the greatest either, but... We're also running on fumes, basically. The worst part is, we're gonna have to try and find a, what's it called? Some honey, or antibiotic. Or... something to cure our infection. Let's see. Probably load up another question. Let's see. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Are there any smells that bring back memories for you? What are they and what memories do they elicit? I don't think I ever mentioned this before. So, like I said, I live in, not Quebec, not Ontario, and not BC. Basically, the boonies of Canada. And one of the things that always remind me of living in this area is just the smell of wet grass. I should probably explain that a bit more, but living out in the middle of fuck all nowhere, I use usually go over to my, well, used to go over to my grandparents' farm when I was younger. And one of the smells that you'd always smell out there when it just freshly rained is all the dew and all the wet grass that's just everywhere around you. And it's always nice. It's one of the reasons why I love going out into the middle of fuck all nowhere to relax for camping. It's also why I do like camping. Hi, Bearer. How's it going? Hope you're doing good. But yeah, that's what I think whenever I smell fresh dew. Okay, not that way. It has to be this way. I'm doing great. I'm having fun playing video games and answering questions about myself that I wouldn't have answered otherwise because nobody would ever ask the questions. But yeah, if you want to ask any questions, feel free. It is an AMA, so
You can ask me anything.
and I'll let you know whether or not it's TOS safe. Or if I feel uncomfortable answering the question. There are very few that I'm uncomfortable answering. And there aren't too many that TOS would hate the answer for, so yeah, should mostly be good, I think. I could be wrong. If I sound like I have a bit more energy, it's because we started a bit later, which is a bit closer to my sleep cycle. And because probably because I'm not doing a challenge run at the moment, so I can kind of just play how I normally play. I think that's definitely what changed that today compared to most of the other streams this week. Well, hopefully the karaoke stream goes well, though. Come on, I just need some form of honey. Come on. God damn it. Okay, not that way. Wait, is it this way? No, I don't think so. Fucking hell. It could be a different trader wreck I'm thinking of. Guess we'll head this way. I'm just looking for a fucking hole to live in. I guess I'll answer another question. Woo! Let's see. What do we got? That's fair. This is just 7 Days to Die. They're zombies. Whatever, no one cares. I've never been close to dying, but there was only one time I was ever admitted to a hospital for anything medical related. When I was in kindergarten, as you can tell, I was always a genius child, obviously. But, for whatever reason, in kindergarten, I decided the brilliant plan of, because we have like a play box, smartest of them all, absolutely, of course. There's a play box, right, with all sorts of random stuff in it, like, rice, beans, stuff like that, right? But one of the things in there was a dried lentil, right? And genius 5-year-old me saw the lentil, was like, you know what this lentil would fit in? My left ear. So while the teacher was busy instructing the class, I decided to plunge this tiny little thing into my left ear. And I noticed after putting it in that I couldn't hear anything out of my ear. I also noticed I couldn't pull it back out. So I had to go to the hospital for the doctors to pull this lentil out of my left ear. Oh, what the? Oh, that's new. Huh. So Zen, if you're still here, there's bees now. I don't think that's how bees work either. But also, yeah, Zen, there's bees now, so... You've been warned, I guess. Huh. I didn't know that they added bees. That's kinda annoying. Do I have to kill the bees and harvest their corpse to get honey? Bees knees, jolly bees, suck on bees. That's very funny. You better be careful though, the mine goblins will definitely cause you some mayhem. This one's so fucking stupid. If you could live in another time period but stay in the same place you live now, when would you want to live? Fucking no time in Canadian history would I want to live in the fuck all middle of nowhere. Get them some Ligma. Wait, you gotta be careful with the Bofa. Bofa's a real difficult thing to come back from. How far is Nicole's treasure map? 700 meters. This direction? I can't tell. No. The opposite direction, so no. But yeah, no, what was... In Canadian history, if you're not living anywhere but the other parts of Canada, it's like the worst place to be. And honestly, I don't think before Canada I'd even survive very long. Fucking hell. Bloody hell. Fuck you, bees. Do I have anything to heal with? 7, 0, 2? I'll fucking take it. Use your mind powers to Imagine Dragons. That's very funny. Yeah, you certainly understood the meta there. The Pokemon suck. Yeah, you're very funny. Ooh, this... Well, no, you guys actually probably would know what job I'd take. Let's say regardless of what job you have, you make 100k a year. Or about, like, 78,000 euros. I probably... Well, streaming is definitely a option. I'd probably just end up becoming an electrician. Identically the only man alive. Oh, I'm fast, just not in that regard. Super quick. Takes me like less than a second. You won't even notice that I was doing it. Well, you won't even notice that was happening. It just gone. Absolutely cannot last. And you won't know what I was referring to. Working stiff. That's probably well, mine doesn't work stiff. What do you get the most compliments about? I actually get most of my compliments about my hair. Funnily enough. Shocking. Most people, when they see me, the first thing they think is hair. But yeah, I've been growing up my hair, so it's like about down to like my back. I always put it up, so people end up complimenting that usually. Probably because they don't see a guy walking around in a man bun all the time. But yeah, most of the comments I get in real life are just about my hair. On stream, people say that I have a really relaxing voice, or that my streams are really enjoyable to watch, and I don't believe a single one of them. I've been told that my streams are really relaxing, and then some people, like, watch them in their off time to just settle down. Like, I don't believe you at all. Have you seen my streams? Hell, one of my streams, I was fucking... Well, yesterday I was bothering a shit ton of enemies in Minecraft, and people tell me that my streams are relaxing. I don't believe that at all. Since Zen doesn't seem to be here in chat, I'll just quickly send a message in Discord. Because the bees thing is definitely going to be something that catches her off guard, and honestly, I think she might die if she doesn't realize there's bees. Zen. Bloody hell.
Make sure I'm reading that right.
I see, I see. Alright, one at a time. Just like what I do at my Sunday job. It's not my first time taking 3 guys at the same time. Though these guys definitely smack a bit harder than I'm used to. Usually they have to pay extra. Favorite word? Do I have a favorite word? Naughty hell! In a more serious note, do I have one that I'd like just saying? Hmm. Inquisitive, I'd say probably would be my favorite word. I don't know why. Just thinking about inquisitive probably is the first one that comes to mind. Ooh, one thing that I always find super fascinating to learn about is ants. I shit you not, my favorite thing to learn about is ants. Inherently. Excuse me, sir, you're inherently evil? You inherently smell like shit? I also like the word gobbledygook. It's a word used to describe a word that's made up. It's just a weird word in general, like gobbledygook. People just agreed that's just a weird word. What? My cat's just behind me. You wanna say hi, Nix? Hmm? No, she just wants to drink her water. Ugh, blah. So much murky water in here. Gotta be honest, it looks like I have bottles of piss in my pocket. It really looks like I just have a ton of piss bottles in my pocket right now. Knife. Bone knife? What's the other set of bones I picked up? Gone. I want the bone knife so I can get more leather quicker. There's just so much piss. There's piss everywhere. Okay, who's been leaving toilet paper and all these toilets saying, who pissed in that one? Hold on. Hold on, who pissed on these two toilets, but then decided, you know what, I'm just gonna shove a bunch of napkins into these three. What the hell, man? Who just decides when they sit down, they're like, you know what? I have a feeling we take a piss in broad daylight in the commercial lotto. This seems like a perfect spot to take a piss. Ads, no! I'm sorry, chat. It has to end this way. Realize you're just like me. History. Well, I'm glad you're back. I set the ads pretty low. Oh, well, bye, bone knife. Hello, hunting knife. We can now stab a bitch. Like the British man I am. I know that I'm British white and I'm German white. I don't know anything else about my genealogy. Because my father was a mutt. He had lots of mixes in him. I think the story that I've been told is he has like 7 potential mixes in his family line, and I don't know which one I am among all of them. By the way, that little pouch is a brass radiator. Your guess is as good as mine. God may forgive you, but my tomahawk land attack missile won't. Now my God-fearing country, you'll fucking die, bitch. Hooey, you're gonna get yourself in a whole bunch of trouble now, yeah? Get yourself in a nice safe position, otherwise my John Ed Mitchell will come by and kick your fucking ass. A side effect of living not in the 3 highest population parts of Canada is that you end up getting really, really good at doing a farmer's accent. IGLA the government. For Twitch's sake, we are making jokes. We are being funny. None of this should be taken seriously. I am a comedy master. I am not serious 90% of the time. I make jokes. It is not a penis. You don't need to take it so hard. Don't ban me. How's my audience of 3 people going to watch my streams? Let's just turn our hands purple. Oh wait, do I have to customize? What the fuck? Wait, hold on. How do I add... Cosmetics? How do I turn pink? What the? Oh, those are... Oh, that's kind of disappointing now that I see that. I see. Is that? What the fuck? Adding dye applies to the item. They are installed in the cosmetics slot of the item's modify window. There is no customized one. What? What turns purple on the knife? Oh, the handle. That checks out, actually. Let's see. He's fine, probably. Microwave. Bones. Don't need. Bridge. Chicken soup. Perfect. A healing item. Dude, he just goes for it. Holy. Oh, but... Okay, so they can animate the fucking canned food, but they can't animate the yucca fruit? Really? You made a whole thing talking about how, oh, we animated all the food items. Forgets about the yucca fruit. Like, yeah, the sandwich too. It's just a fucking box. Not immersive. 5 out of 10. Would not smash my meat to it. Let's answer another question. Take some peas. Let's see. Questions. Well, I can't answer the what word would your best friend, parent, significant other, etc., use, because I don't have a best friend yet. One of them would call me a prick, the other one can't talk. And I have no partner, so... let's see... Ooh, if I could choose one season that it'll always be, what season would I choose? I'll just get some water. I think I briefly mentioned this before, but I love winter. I love winter. It's just nice. It is the best season. Lots of people hate winter because they're cucks who believe that, oh, winter just means that everything's cold all the time. How can you enjoy everything being cold and miserable? But do you know what else winter is? Not burning you alive. It's a lot easier to put on layers than to take off layers. Guess what? There's only so many layers you could take off before you're naked. And then what do? Do you start taking off your skin? I don't think so, buddy. I could just keep putting on parkas. And,
All that.
that is true. But that's just an unfortunate mixture of Christian beliefs and Mariah Carey. Alright? The rest of winter is great. In Canada, Halloween is part of winter. Remembrance Day is part of winter. New Year's. I think usually our Valentine's Day is also winter. It's usually around, what's it called? I'm forgetting the name. Around March when winter ends. So Easter is usually not in winter, but... like, lots of our holidays are in winter. And it's just so much nicer. Uh-oh. That's bad. That's bad. Ow. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay, we're gonna need those peas. What language do I want to learn? So I was already learning a tiny bit of Japanese for the animation that I want to do. Also just in general, 'cause I watch a lot of anime in sub, so learning Japanese will just make watching my shows a lot easier. But if I had to pick a language that I want to learn Old Latin. I don't know why. It just seems like an interesting language to learn.
Roman? That's fair. Alright. Okay, like one through. Uh-oh. Cry, Roman. Apologies, my proofreading isn't great at the moment. I'm fighting several people at the same time and take them through the back entrance. Come on! Come on. Bring it, you fucking cocksuckers. Ah, you bloody boys. You think you can handle me? I tackle on more guys at the same time than you've had in your entire lifetimes. You fucking idiots. Well, that's great. Lovely. Let's stab a bitch. Toss you, toss you, toss you. I need to get into that section. Want to learn Norwegian? Nice. Yeah, I kind of want to learn Old Latin. Lots of people probably don't know why. Old Latin is kind of the basis of how literally all of our modern languages were kind of made. It's sort of like the idea of if you learn how to play the piano, you can pretty much learn almost every other instrument. Because then you can learn guitar, which can teach you literally like 7 other instruments by itself. Is on the list too. Yeah, like Old Latin is... It's also just a really nice language to listen to. If you ever heard people try and imitate what Old Latin sounds like, or try and redo what it sounds like to speak Old Latin, it's a really nice language to listen to. It's just... It's a dead language. No one speaks it, so... Yeah, the only ones that the Romans didn't influence are the Asian Isle, the Asian area, I think. Some of the non-Asian Isles may have been affected a little bit, but most of the Asian area did not really get all that affected. I think also in Africa as well. It's mostly Europe that affected it, but they made a huge impact. Like I said, it basically changed the language for so many cultures. The Orient was still affected. Yeah. To be fair, I'm not all that well versed in Roman literature. Okay, I don't know too much about the languages going on in Europe during the time, but I do know that most of the effects were in Europe. You'll see less effects of it outside of Europe. It's just East but Roman. Yeah. As I said, I can't remember all of the areas that would have been affected. I know most of the Asian areas weren't all as affected. Mostly because Asia, like, cut itself off from most of its history. Yeah. It's why all the Asian languages are really, really hard to learn if you're not in Asia. Because Asia cut itself off for so long. Mostly because of China, actually. Now that I think about it, it was mostly China that started the cutting off, and everyone else kind of just joined them. But I'm also not too knowledgeable on linguistics. Like I said, don't know too much about it, but I do know bits and pieces. I know that the Asian part is a bit weird because of that. Ooh, nice. Modify, remove the orange, scrap. That is true, yeah. That, again, it's just because China, for whatever reason, just doesn't like any other country. They really don't. I'm sure the people there are different, but like the country itself has never liked working well with others. Yeah. Well, you're also seeing some of that effect over in Korea as well right now. I think they went through 4 leaders in the past while. Like, oh my god. It is rough for them, and I do feel bad. Because I don't imagine many of the people like what's going on. They don't want to have to switch leaders every 5 minutes. But they kind of have to, because their government's really not nice to them right now. Let's move on from this topic, because we're getting down a very dark path. And I imagine most people want an escapism from that. Let's see. I'm gonna answer this question because it's funny. If you lived in a colonial or medieval village, what would your job be? It'd probably be farmer. Anglo-Saxons are very familiar with shuffling rulers.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But yeah, if I was in a medieval village, I'd probably just be a farmer. Let's be honest, that's probably what I'd be. That's basically what most people are doing. Blacksmith or probably Fletcher. Yeah, probably. That sounds about right. Look, the jobs back then are pretty boring. You're either a butcher, featherer, blacksmith, or you're, what's it called? A messenger. Your jobs were pretty boring unless you're royalty. And even then, the royalty didn't have many interesting jobs either. Seamstress, maybe? But most people just like buy one outfit or make one outfit and don't really get any others because they need the money elsewhere. But they still need something to actually look presentable in. That also sounds about right, yeah. Not the ads! What was my favorite article of clothing? Where'd I get? How long have I had it? I may shock some of you. It won't. I love turtlenecks. I always have. I've been wearing turtlenecks for like 5 years. They're one of my favorite outfit choices. Is turtlenecks. They're really nice. I should note, it's not because I like being choked. Some people are gonna claim that. It's not. It just feels like someone's giving you a warm hug all the time. It's just really comfortable clothing. Again, doesn't surprise anyone that's my favorite articles of clothing. But I know some people are pretty interested, because usually whenever I dress myself, I'm just in a full suit, so people are curious as to whether or not I own clothes that aren't suits. I do. I do own t-shirts and pants, like regular clothing. I just usually wear suits or turtlenecks, because they're clothing that I feel most comfortable in. Okay, I kind of recognize this area. Kind of. Just can't remember. How to get to the spot that I want to go to. Tavern keeper would be nice. That also would be a nice position to have. You don't have to worry as much about money, and you know that people are pretty good to come by. But honestly, the hardest part is just convince people that your stuff is worth buying. Especially in a time period where most people have alcohol. Because it was like one of the only safe ways to drink water for most of history. Like, lots of people point out that the people of the ancient era drank so much alcohol, yet modern people can't handle it. Like, no, that was like one of the few ways people can actually drink water without like dying of what's it called, food poisoning. The other thing, where you shit yourself, diarrhea. There you go. Do you know how bad drinking water was for the longest time, and how amazing it is that we have refined water? Crazy good. No Claria for you. Nope. One sec, I was trying to read questions. You rude man. Uh-oh. 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 Come on. Come on. Thank you. Thank you. I'll get water. One sec. Damn it. Alright. Where's my water? Ooh, if I could be any real-life animal, what would I be? First of all, I'd rather be human. I think my life currently isn't the worst. But I'm assuming it means anything but a human. If we're being technical, I'd probably just rather be a plant. Plants are kind of sick. But if we're going to say that I can't be a plant, it has to be a living, a walking thing. I was gonna say living, but technically trees are also living. So are bacteria. Anyway, remove plants from the equation. Probably... I imagine I'd probably be a pretty good ant, because I just like doing machine stuff, and ants are pretty good with doing tasks. Mantis shrimp. Ooh. That's an interesting one. Yeah, I'd probably just go ant. What can I say? I like doing mundane tasks. It's why I want to go in construction. I like doing a task for extended periods of time while working hard at it. Like, I'm a pretty simple man. I still haven't found my hole to live in. I should probably explain why I want a hole. It's just nice. You also don't have to worry as much about zombies coming by. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What? How did he kill me so quickly? Yeah, no, that's right. Mantis shrimp are pretty terrifying. Bullet shrimp are terrifying. Was it bullet shrimp? There's bullet something. They're horrifying creatures. They are like one of the only well-known animals that utilize explosions in their hunting tactics. No, not bullet ants. It's a sea animal. They use explosions in their hunting methods. Pretty sure it's bullet shrimp, but I can't remember exactly. Pistol Shrimp, that's the guys. Their whole their whole strategy for living is I make my fist go boom and you die. Terrifying little buggers. Wouldn't want to be them though, cause constantly causing mini explosions with your bare fists is not something I'm too keen on trying. Some of these are like, what's a quirky quirk that few people know about you? What experience are you most proud of for making it through? Like, no one cares about that. Bear claws. Yeah, they're crazy creatures. Hold on, this is just a repeat of the previous questions. Oh, there we go. What book, movie, film, or video game had the best ending? Would I be able to defeat a goose in a fight? No. Have you seen Canadian geese? Those fuckers would chew me up and spit me out if they could. Those fuckers do not care how strong or smart you think you are. They will kick your fucking ass and laugh at you while doing it. They are little shits, and they know it. Hell, I've seen a video of a goose scaring, that's right, scaring a grizzly bear. They are not creatures that you simply choose to fight with. They fight you, and you will lose. Oh, there we go. There we go. One simply cannot defeat a goose. That is true, yes. They're fucking little shits and they are well aware of this. Hi, Mix. What? Let's see. Best has the best ending. Let's see. I gotta think of a good answer. Because there are lots of shows that have disappointing endings. That's actually a really tough one. Because it's really hard to say whether an ending is good or bad. Most satisfying ending I've seen would be... That checks out, yeah. Well, don't discount geese. They don't look it, but they're really strong. One of the big ways that they scare other animals is by flapping their wings. It doesn't sound that terrifying, okay? But trust me when I say this. When you feel the breeze coming from a goose wing, well, they're like 3 people away from you, you'll definitely know that you fucked up. Geese are have really strong wings, but what's so terrifying about them is they don't understand when to quit. They will chase you to the end of the earth out of spite. They say crows hold a grudge, but geese also fucking hold grudges. Little shits. Oh, I need to get my shotgun ammo. I forgot that I had a gun. They do not. Like I said, they challenge everything. Like I said, I saw one challenge a fucking grizzly, fight a, gorilla. Alright? They don't have a concept of mortality. They just fight. And their strategy works. Everything leaves them alone because they're so aggressive. Why the fuck am I so over encumbered? That's gone. Let's see, what else can we get rid of? Oh. This thing already had a bullet shot out of it? What? Who the fuck shot a gun and then just left it? Well, fuck. Ran out of ammo. Guess we'll leave. This wasn't on a corpse or anything. That was just sitting there. Who the fuck leaves just a shell sitting in it? I get that it's like a basic animation in general, but like, you could have just left a bullet in it. That's fine. I don't know. Just... Practically, it's weird for it to happen in universe, basically. Let's see, what else can I answer? Ma'am, please close your jaw. I don't need to see where your boyfriend went into. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, my leg's broken. No worries. Go eat. Enjoy your food. Ooh, that's actually a good one. If I had enough money to make a sizable charitable donation, what charity would I donate it to and why? I would donate directly to cancer associations. I'd have to do a bit of research again to find a good cancer association to donate to. But I've always had a firm belief that if I'm going to do a lot of charity work, it'd be directly involved for cancer research. It is probably one of the saddest ways to watch someone die is through cancer. Because right now, for a lot of them, it's really hard to know how to feel about it because anyone could develop it. There's very few cures for some of the more serious ones. And we still don't fully understand how lots of cancers even start. So getting more research in the field really helps out to improve the lives of people with and associated with people who have the condition. That's at least what I've always had a belief in. It's why when I did my last personal one last year, it was with the Children's Cancer Research Facility. Though it could just be personal bias from having so many people in my life suffer from that condition. Sorry, that probably got a bit heavy there. Like, kill this zombie and find a more lighthearted question to answer. Did he fucking break my leg? Fucking dick. I don't even have something to heal this off with. there's nothing I could do about that. God damn. Something that I'm glad that I did end up learning when I was younger is I used to take apart pens quite a bit. But because of that, I've gotten pretty good at learning how to put things back together for some reason. What, Nix? Hi. I can usually take things apart pretty well and just re-put them back how I originally took them apart. Hi. What? You wanna come sit on my lap? Yes? No? What are you whipping your head at me for? What? Let me pause the game for a sec. My cat's trying to start a play session with me. What? What? Huh? Yeah, hi. Interrupting my streams all the time. Yeah, you. She's still like 3 months old, so she's still a kitten. No, get back over here. You're gonna answer for your crimes. Yeah, you. Don't slow blink at me. Get over here, you. Gotcha. I drink. Yeah. Gotcha. You want to answer your crimes, huh? You gotta say for yourself. What you got to say? Oh, hold on. Cord. What you gotta say for yourself, huh? What you gotta say for yourself? Troublemaker. Bye. What? If you can't tell, my favorite animals. Well, my favorite pet is a cat. My favorite animal's a bear, but don't let Nick hear me say that. Bloody hell. How many deaths is that? 11, with only 72 kills. That's not great. 2 of those. Oh dear god. There's so many of these that we have to go through. So many skill points we have to allocate. 2, 4, 6, 9, 12? Q1 or Q11? Oh, for the amount of deaths, yeah. I get it, I get it. I die a lot. Get rid of light bulb. Repair you. I guess I'll save my repair kit for now. Do I have anything in armor? No. Oh, god. The hardest part is just going to be getting armor up, so that way we can at least try and get something that's better than fucking paper. Literally anything would be better than fucking walking around with just tissues. We're probably going to invest again into the nerd outfit. It's just the best one. Nope, armor's the same. Making armor useful will be harder. But armor will be about the same. Because the only thing that armor checks for is just attribute level. Which is just these. And this is not any harder than it was originally. what will be harder is for the other crafting skills. For example, like robotics will be harder. Not robotics. Let's see. No, physician was also 5. Is engineering lower? No, that was always 5. Intellect's a really hard one to show it off for.
Golem?
Let me double check how Golem's voice sounds. I need an old lady. One sec. I'll try Golem. Just have to think of an old lady. Let's see.
I will also look up Golem's voice, that way I can actually try and attempt it. Let's see. Sad to find old lady character to try and put for a thing.
The worst part is I'm pretty sure if I wasn't trying to be in a situation where I had to think of an old lady character, I could probably name like 5. But now that I have to think of one, I can't think of one. Fuck no. Yeah, I got the one I was looking for. Okay, let's pull up Golem so that way I can actually attempt to do the voice. Golem. Videos. Lines. Best of Golem. Okay. That's just him screaming. Let's see. Sneaky little hopelessness. No. That is not a vocal cadence. You'll be tired. Sneaky little bitches. No, I can't do it. I can't naturally try and make my voice higher while also graveling it. While also giving a lisp. I need more water. One sec. Sneaky little pizzas. I can't do it. God damn. Oh, it feels so weird to try and grab like the back of my throat while trying to speak in a higher voice. Boil them, mash them, put them in stew. I can't do it. It's too. It's doing 3 things at the same time. I'd actually have to sit back and practice it for a while. Cause it's talking at a higher pitch than I normally speak at, with a gravel that I don't normally speak with, while also doing a lisp that I also don't naturally have. Ah, God. Sorry I couldn't properly do it there, Bearer. It's not very often where I really just struggle trying to do a single voice. Oh, hi. Oh no, if it was something a bit harder, I probably would have just been like, no, I can't do that. Like, for example, I can't do Pikachu's voice. As much as people would want me to do it, I can't. I literally, physically cannot do it. Context. Well, the original voice for Pikachu is a Japanese lady. I am a pasty white, low octave voice man. I am not going to ever sound like a high-pitched Japanese female, nor will I ever be able to. A Canadian man, yeah. With a British-Irish accent. Hi, Nix. What? I definitely will try and work on my higher cadences. It's just not something that comes naturally for me. Has some Viking blood in me? Probably. I also would not be surprised if there was a smidgen amount from, not the Turks, it would be... what's their name? The Huns. Considering that, the emperor of them at that time probably would have been sleeping around a little bit. Parkour. I didn't need to parkour, though. Just realized, yeah. Oh well. Well, the garage for first construction, useless. That's a funky ass garage that you got over there. What you doing over that cot, you little bitch? Use those up before they disappear. Caught in the corner, who's the father of 10,000 of 1 in 10 Chinese people. Yeah, I mean, the dude went around conquering everything. it wouldn't surprise me if I had a bit of Genghis Khan DNA in myself. I would be surprised if there was actually even the tiniest amount of Irish in my blood. If I end up finding out that I have the tiniest bit of Irish blood in me, I am going... Well, I'm not going to do anything. You guys will never let me live it down. Let's be honest here. If it turns out that I've been Irish the entire time that I've been streaming, not a single person in my chat is ever going to let it down that I was Irish this whole time. Zen's not in the world, but I'm still going to get rid of paintbrushes. Death to fun. I guess for now we'll just put that on the shotgun. Turn the main bit of it purple. That checks out. Well, yeah, like I said, well, I don't think I've ever actually told you this, but I've told my chat plenty of times. I developed my Irish accent listening to 7 Irish YouTubers play golf with each other, alright? That's where my Irish accent came from. Liam Neeson impression. It's just going to be me making garbled Irish noises, alright? That's just what it's going to end up being. Which is not entirely inaccurate of how Irish people actually talk. Was one of them Jack? Yes. What was Jack, Daithí Nógla, Kevin, Terrorizer, RT Game, fucking Kevin. Did I know Liam Neeson voice Funya's dad in English version of Funya? I don't know who it is. One sec. Ponyo. Yeah, no, I know what Ponya is. Yeah, that I never knew that. Yeah, there he is, Liam Neeson, Fujimoto. Let's see. Betty White was Yoshie. That Tina Fey was Lisa. Frankie Jones. Jesus Christ. How many big names were in this? Davenport was in it. Flip an Irish accent if you give you a line to say. Probably. It's not the hardest accent to learn how to do. But when you listen to a bunch of Irish people yell at each other playing golf, you kinda pick it up real fast. Let's see. Let's see. Well, the easiest answer to, if I could know the answer for certain, the answer to any question, what would that question be? I'd want to know how quarks work. So quarks are a theoretical particle that if you know how they operate, you can predict literally everything that could ever happen in all of existence. Literally, if you could understand how they interact with each other, you would be able to know how everything will ever occur for all of existence. Quite literally. So quarks are the founding block of atoms and how atoms actually operate. If I knew how quarks work, I'd just be able to understand how every single thing will ever occur. Gives you a major side eye. Yeah. Yeah. Excuse me, sir. This is a Wendy's? Uh-oh. Excuse me, ma'am, this is a Wendy's? We don't make custom orders here. Thank you. Ah ha ha ha, so funny. You're so funny. Wow. My goodness, that's such a funny joke. Mods, turn his testicles into the size of bowling balls. With the weight of tungsten. I got really good at improvising jokes for that. Let's see. Ooh, coal. Nice. Hello? Knock, knock. Who's there? I actually played Little Nightmares. Little Misfortune on stream before. That was fun. Come on, run! Yes, son of a gun. Band-aid, 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 come on. Oh my god. Yeah, Little Misfortune's a fun game. I let us fuck off for you. I let us fuck off for you. Give yourself a fuck. Still one of the best lines is just give yourself a fuck. A line that everyone should live by. Truly, the most inspirational words you'll ever hear in your life. That checks out, yeah. Oh god. Oh. Fuck. I tried. I tried so hard, but in the end, it didn't even matter. Let's see. If I could live in any fictional world, where would it be and why? Ooh. I mean, the easy answer to start with is, like, Persona, so that way I can be in the same world as Hifumi. But that'd be a pretty basic answer. Let's assume not similar to the real world. Something that's a bit more fictitious, I guess. Okay, are we guessing whether or not we actually get the powers that are in this universe? For example, if there's magic in there, do we get the magic? If we don't get the magic, I guess Fullmetal Alchemist would probably be the safest. Just because the properties of the magic in that system are less consequential if you don't exist with the power. If you... Another good one would be like Nen. If you don't know about Nen, then not having Nen is fine. If you do get the power, then there's some more interesting options. I guess Nen is... The world of Nen would probably be one of the more interesting ones for me, at least. Because there's probably a high chance that I'm a specialist. I took, like, I know, the fucking personality tests, but I've done, like, multiple of the... What potential Nen affinity would you have? Multiple times, it always comes out as specialist. Every single time, it's always... You know, you'd make a great specialist. But honestly, me as a specialist would probably not go very well. It would either end with me figuring out how to break the entire system of Nen, or end with me having a pretty lame-ass power that no one would ever want. Specialization in violence. So there's 6 Nen types. There are... One sec. I don't remember all of them off the top of my head. Nen types. You have enhancement, admission, transmutation, manipulation, conjuration, specialization. Enhancers strengthen themselves in objects. Emissions better at shooting aura from their body. Transmutation's good at turning their Nen from one thing to another. Basically, like, turning their Nen into electricity, stuff like that. Manipulator's good at moving things around them. And conjuration, which is good at creating things. Specialist is just a weird one, because Specialist does weird things with their Nen affinity. Everything but Specialist has Specialist at 0%. If you aren't a Specialist, you can't learn Specialist abilities. But Specialists also have, like, some of the most terrifying power. Gon is an enhancer. He's really good at making his physical body stronger. It's a pretty basic one, but it's really good. It basically allows you to enhance your physical traits well beyond their physical limitations. The main downside about Specialists is that Specialist abilities are really unique. I mean, on one hand, you have the Specialist who's able to copy other Nen abilities via book. Right? Well, on the other hand, you have... Which one is gun? Oh, probably... Okay, are you conjuring a gun and creating a gun to use? Or are you enhancing your own gun to beyond its physical capabilities? It either had to be emitter, or a mixture of emitter. Well, it'd be emitter and. Hold on, let me pull it back up. It'd either be pure emitter, where you just have a gun and you're just shooting nin bullets with different effects on them, which may also use transmutation and enhancement. Or you could be creating a gun with conjuration and then enhancing various aspects with emission and transmutation. So you can gun God. But how would an enhancer use a gun? You just fucking. You strengthen the bullet so it just explodes on impact. Actually, that'd be kinda sick. With enough gun. I mean, that's fair. I made a theoretical idea of how to use Nen in terms of specialist in a way that you could basically destroy the balance network of Nen. Here's the idea. The tool would be called, well, the idea that I thought of it was Death's Amulet. It basically operates off the rules of something like a Horcrux, kind of, wherein you put your soul, you're basically putting your soul into it. So long as you're wearing the amulet, you're partially immortal. Like, you can still lose arms, you can't regenerate them back, but you can't physically die. Phylactery, yeah. You're essentially bound to the singular amulet. If the amulet is destroyed, you die. You also sacrifice half your Nen pool to this amulet as well. But in exchange for that, obviously you can't physically die with the amulet on. But the bigger thing is that by sacrificing half your pool of Nen to it, you instead are able to use Nen techniques well beyond your physical abilities. Making a novel? I'm making an anime. I'm not making a novel, but I am making an animation. I do plan on making a comic though. Same difference. A comic that does use magic in it, which is going to be a lot of fun to write. But I do plan on doing some writing on an animation to work on. Hi, lady. Come on. I know I sound a lot like a writer sometimes because I get very passionate about writing things. But yeah, by sacrificing half your Nen, you increase all of your Nen outputs. I don't know how much exactly it would increase it by. My guess would be like 250% of the normal strength that it would have. But there could be potential for it to go much stronger than that, depending on how much the sacrifice thinks about 50% of your Nen. And that is entirely fair, yeah. One of my favorite parts about writing is actually characterization. When it comes to magic, I'm okay with it, but I love writing characters. It is probably one of the most fun that I have while writing, is just sitting down figuring out how my characters will act and think. It's why lots of my characters are a lot more well written than they probably should be. Like, you could probably tell exactly how a character will act in one of my stories. You probably won't understand the magic as much, but you will completely understand how every character is thinking. And that's fair. Different strokes for different folks, that kind of thing.
I'm also well aware that lots of people don't like writing characters and find it the most boring part. And that's also a fair assertion. Uh-oh, I started picking a lock. There we go. Again, that's also a fair way to do it. Especially if your magic system is like, Nen or... What's another good one that's kind of easy to see personalities from? I can't think of it right now. But there are lots of good magic systems that take advantage of the fact that some personalities are better at certain aspects of magic. Interesting. Is the magic more so a commentary on the belief of existence? Or is it more towards, existentialism? Whether beings have consciousness or not. Anything that is sentient can produce magic. That also begs the question afterwards then. What counts as sapient creatures? Product of thought. Interesting. I guess, yeah, again, it would be an ethical question of what creatures are capable of thinking, right? And how far does a creature need to think to be able to create magic? I guess sort of the same idea of, in my RPG system, I have... What's it? Because everything is capable of using magic in the system, right? Literally everything. Even random people are capable of using magic. Doesn't mean that they're capable of using advanced magic, like, combat magic, but they're capable of using some form of magic. It brings question of what does random things in a world that everyone has magic use magic for? As a product of thought. That's fair. Your personality's a chunk of uranium. Don't tell that to the government. They'll start mining it. Yeah, that's definitely an interesting concept. And can bring a lot of interesting ethical questions that can come along with it about what a world look like where anything capable of thought is capable of casting spells. You guys want to live in a hospital? Fuck it, why not? Let's just take over a hospital. How large of an area? Oh my god, I think I might be able to just cover the entire fucking hospital. I think this has to be in the center. The government is lying the fucking personality out of your kids and making the frogs gay! It's in VR chat, yeah. I chose VR chat as it's a free program, right? Which is a huge bonus if you're going to try and get multiple people to do a single thing, right? But a big other reason is, unlike other programs that I've tried to use for karaoke, it actually has a decent catalog for it. making a character say that for funsies.
Do it! Do it! Fulfill your destiny! Please just make them a random side character. They don't show up anywhere else in the plot. They just show up as a side character. And looks starkly similar, or almost uncannily, like the actual person it's based off of.
No worries. I think I put onto my stream schedule that it is VR chat. I know VR chat gets a lot of flack because there are fucking weirdos on it all the time. But for events like karaoke, it is pretty decent. No worries.
So, what I'll end up doing there then, I'm hoping this works well, is the people that I invite can invite other people. I'll have to trust you as well to help make sure that we moderate the VR chat, just to make sure that no one's making it uncomfortable. What do? I do my best. Hi, I'm Voice. Hi, Voice. And I'm alcoholic. Hi, I'm VoiceOver, but you probably already know that. I've been VoiceOvered for over 5 years. They invented murder? That checks out, yeah. Dude, its fucking name is sick. Of course it's a predator that murders people. What else would it do? It's a big-ass hospital. You mind not punching me with your flap? Gross. No one wants to feel your flap, lady. A predator but juvenile? That checks out, yeah. Oh look, chat, I see you. Hold on. No worries, get that bread. Chat, spell iCup. That does fuck all nothing. That helps with nothing. But it is funny, so. Alright, we need a bedroll. We need craft a building block, place store, storage, porch, upgrade cobble. So much random bullshit. Where any non-primitive art, that is way too easy. I assume if you get a biome badge, you're immune to the condition, the starting condition of the place. I'm assuming is what that does. Oh! Oh dear God! Ha! Ha! Well, this is going to be annoying to clear out. So the big thing that I think we're gonna have to do is we're going to have to upgrade our equipment. Event created. Created where? Did you do it in your group there, Zan? God damn it. Hold on. 1 sec. I gotta find the person I'm looking for. 1 sec. I know. Pretty lame of me. Like, genuinely can't remember who it was. Let's see. Hmm. Not that one. Not you. Not that one. No. 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 It's a very specific one. Very niche ass reference. It's not this one, is it? Uh. Alright, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I see it. Alright, sorry, back to the game. I had to check a couple of things. Bloody hell. Storage container. Set up 5 of them. Remember, chat, Enjoy your eye cups. Let's put our raw resources in here. We do need those for now. Perfect. We'll do this one for medical. We'll hold on to that for now. That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever done. We'll do car resources in here. That there. That there. Refined taste. We'll drop these in here. Not that. Do. Anvil. Raw resources. I'm a dunderhead. We'll put this, that, you. For now, we'll just toss this in here. You in there, you in there. Okay. Should be good for a bit. Probably. Oh god, this is gonna be rough. Okay. I think I had to take out the biker first. Probably. On bed. Let's see. Boom, boom. Fucking hell. God damn it. It's the 3 fucking dogs and the feral zombie that's doing me in. I'm thinking. I need a plan to take care of them. First things first, I can't make upgraded armor. It's gonna make this really rough. Just need something that I can actually defeat them faster with, instead of just trying to fiddle around with the weapon in front of their face, hoping that they catch a cold. I guess I could upgrade to level 4? It's not gonna do me much good, though. That just kind of seems like a band-aid solution. I can't make a pipe pistol, can I? No. That had the same problem as the shotgun. Only, I guess I could aim it? Possibly. Pipe baton. Huh. Wait. The pipe baton has the same recipe no matter what size it is. And the same crafting speed. Wait, was that overlooked? Is it because I invested into intelligence? Why is there no difference in size? Is it a minor bug that I encountered? I don't understand why it's... I mean, I'll take a fucking level 5 baton if it's gonna give it to me, but like, what? 7.62. Modify, remove the orange paint. Scrap. Modify orange paint. Okay. Need wood. Oh shit. Well, fuck. This is gonna get rough. Maybe I could set up a set of spike traps? Would that work? I wouldn't get the EXP for it, which is what's gonna kill me the most here. But I'm not seeing any other options, so deep end it is. Alright, let's go knock down a tree and grab some wood. Oh, nice. There's a zombie outside. Great. Look, man. I don't have time for this, do you? I didn't think so. I really don't have this time for you guys. I'm sorry, I just don't. You guys got me at a bad time. Spike trap, spike trap. There we are. Well, this is gonna be rough, but fuck it. I really want to get all the EXP in that room, but honestly, I'd rather not just keep dying. That's like a whole thing, you know? 2 more? 1. What the fuck? He better be dead when I get back. Yeah. What I'm hearing is more spikes. More spikes. Great.
Oh, those all use that. Okay. Lovely. Rocks.
Craft a campfire.
What else in this section? This section do I need? Campfire. Place torch. Craft a block.
Let's see.
Upgrade to cobblestone.
Three duct tape. 3 iron pipe.
Wooden log. Wood log. Perfect. Cobblestone rocks. Lay 4. I guessed the correct amount by accident. Put this back, this. Perfect. Alright, so that's a bunch of those down. Hardest part here.
Is I think we just have to wait till daytime, then try and fight them. I guess. I think that's the only way we're gonna handle it. Great. 3 hours. We might make the stream a bit shorter, just because I'll run out of energy before I go. Before the end of the stream here. More than likely.
Knowing me. Because it's already 1 o'clock. This is me we're talking about. I'm a fucking old ass man. Yeah, probably shouldn't stream pretty soon here. Just because I don't want to wait here. Waiting for a bunch of zombies. Well, waiting to go fight a bunch of zombies. Oh. He threw himself off an edge. Kind of dramatic, if you ask me, but. Fuck. 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 Come on. Oh my god, I lucked out. Oh my god. Come on. Come on. Oh my god. How am I still alive? How the fuck am I still alive? There we go. Okay. I guess on my backpack? Run, 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 run. uh, what does this even do for me? Plus 12 EXP, great, wow. What upgrade do I currently have on it? Gives plus 10 EXP. I guess for a nerd outfit, it's not too bad of an increase. Yeah, no, I should probably end here if I want to sleep well. But thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Because there's a lot of people here, I think we'll end up raiding. So, let's see. Who is currently raidable? Let's see. Obviously, there's Izza. Let's see. Let's go down the rabbit hole. Who's live? That's too large. Too large. That's just me. Too large. Ah. Just want to double check. When I say by too large, I just don't want to raid into someone who has like 30 people watching them with like 3 raiders. Come on. Boom. But thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I know the Q&A for this has been a bit odd, but oh well. Tomorrow we're gonna be playing Stardew Valley. I'll see if
anyone else is going to be playing. Well, see if I'll be playing with anyone else. We'll see. But thank you again, and I hope to catch you all in the next one. Bye bye. Let me exit out the game. Bye, YouTube crowd.